continue. We're just going to read a drop from a Cholzu, and then we're going to continue on the side. This is Kundras a Cholzu.
Sorry?
Yeah, just in time.
My coffee.
Okay. Oh, that was your coffee.
You had it? Was good?
Oh, no, someone was thirsty, so
Okay.
I'm going to make another one.
It was a good coffee.
Okay. וזהו אני כלסינס חינם שהוא saying איסי חינם על לא ידבר. This is what it says. He hates him for nothing. He hates him for no reason at all. The father Mitch was like, I'm can sometimes there's some details in why you hate him. Sometimes you find some reason why you hate him, but really it's for nothing. All of these reasons come later. He hates him for nothing. And later all these reasons come up. He says, oh, because of this he hates him. Like you find some reason to hate him. It's not for real. Why does he hate him? Because he cannot handle someone else. Yes. The reason is of his yashus, that he's very special in the eyes of himself. And part of this that he feels himself is that he feels himself in every single detail. Therefore, he cannot handle someone else because he's everything and everywhere, so he can't handle something else. Okay, we were learning last week regarding this concept of waiting for Moshiach, that the Rebbe says that it's the nature of a person. We're going to read it from the beginning of the Indian because we stopped in the middle and we didn't get to the point. The Rebbe says, like you said, one-track minded. When someone's into something very, very much, when it comes to other things, the first thing he looks for is the thing that he's into. Even though this could be totally something else, but nevertheless, what does he look to find the thing that he's into? The Rebbe says so too. Now, what are Yidden into? Yidden are into Mashiach. Shkuim. Farzunken, Yidden are totally related to Mashiach. Therefore, whatever they do, they try to find the connection of whatever they're doing to Mashiach. So let's read this inside. And now the Rebbe is going to explain, like we said before, that when a Yid does Torah and mitzvahs, he needs to see that the Torah and mitzvahs that he's doing, this is one thing with Mashiach. Why? Because what is Mashiach? The shleimus of Torah and mitzvahs. Therefore, any mitzvah that he's doing now, why is he connecting this mitzvah to Mashiach? Because when will this mitzvah be shleimus? When Mashiach is going to come? That's why you're connecting everything to Mashiach. Not only because you're biased, you're into Mashiach, so you connect everything to what you're into. No. When will everything be shleimus when Mashiach is going to come? Therefore, like you see by the Rebbe, on all the Rebbe sikhs, came out every single sikha, no matter what topic it is, the Rebbe always says, and when will the shleimus of this Indian be? B'viyat Mashiach tzidkeinu. There'll be a sikha about something else that's nothing to do with Mashiach, Bagoli. But the Rebbe ends off by connecting it to Mashiach, and the shleimus of this and the shleimus of that, whatever it is going to be when Mashiach is going to come. Because that's for real. When will each thing be shleimus? When Mashiach is going to come, and you have to connect everything to Mashiach. That this is part of your avodah now. So let's see this inside. We're up to the right paragraph on the bottom. When someone's totally immersed in a specific concept or topic, it's the nature of a person that what's the first thing he does? He finds, what does this have to do? What's the matching point? What does this have to do with the thing that he's into? Even though this thing can have other things in it also, that's nothing not to do with the thing that you're into. And there could be things that are very important and essential. It's totally something else. But nevertheless, it also has something to do with your thing. But nevertheless, what is he looking for? The thing that he's into. Regarding it in general. in all the generations, especially the end of the time of Galus where we're holding now. And the Rebbe explains what does it mean in the end of Galus. After all the deadlines were finished, and the Gemara continues, so the Rebbe continues and says, we see we already finished everything. So when you're holding in such a high time, when Mashiach is going to come any second, so what are you totally delving into and immersed into in this concept of waiting for him the whole day. Throughout every day and throughout the whole entire day, throughout the whole day and every day, we're waiting, we're banked, we're thirsty, we're looking with a longing for the true and ultimate redemption. So if this is what we're into, if this is what someone's into, so what is he going to do? Whatever yearning, yes. So whatever someone that's yearning for the good for something, and this is his whole life. Yes, that's what I did last week. I turned to my right, and right away he gave me the word.
Okay, along, I like that. Because waiting is so passive.
Here, the Rabbi use very strong
Waiting for a welfare check. You know what I mean?
Machakim or metzapim. The waiting or metzapim is like anticipating in a very strong way for the true and ultimate redemption. So if someone's waiting for something and anticipating something for the whole entire day, and this is what he's into, munachim ushkuim, says, yeah, for Zunkin, the Rebbe uses the Lashon in Yiddish. It's a hareinwarfen. The Rebbe wrote it to people. That is a hareinwarfen in Torah. You have to totally immersed,
marinate.
Yes, in this idea of waiting for Mashiach. This is how strong it needs to be. V'kevin shebnei Yisrael misaskin v'shkuim v'viyas HaMashiach harei muvon shebachol inyin mechapsim l'chol reish es hashaychus im Hakhel b'chol yom sheyavi. So because Yidden are occupied and busy and immersed in this idea of waiting for Mashiach, and the true and ultimate redemption is understood that whatever such a Yid does, Yidden, what are they doing? They look to connect every single thing with Mashiach. These are mamish gavaldik veritor, what the Rebbe is saying over here. It comes to any Yom Tiv, anything. What do? And we're going to see the footnote over here, footnote 51. Let's see the Rebbe. We don't need to give. We don't need to help the Rebbe. The Rebbe is going to explain himself.
Because I tried it last week. I was disappointed on what you were saying, and this whole idea of how it linked to Shalemus was somewhat evading me. I mean, I could roughly get it, but I wasn't getting how I get to do it and how I get to make the things, how to turn these Shabbos and the coil into Shalemus. And I finally today, with my Shmon Esrei, I felt I connected to some level of it.
Okay.
But I'm saying, guys, it's a developmental process, and I felt that one of the things that I felt I got the Rebbe's help in doing it, and I think they'll help us to get there.
Yeah. We know it's work. It's not nothing comes. Even learning the sikh's work. Guys, I can learn the sikh. He's all of a sudden he's going to be connecting every. At least he knows what the Rebbe wants. Let's see what the Rebbe says over here. Harder 51. In Gavaldik order. Have a need in the dan. Is man sikh. When the Rebbe saying the sikh, the Rebbe said like this. When they be made Hakhel, in the Hagam Shachanaka kol b'sikh kama v'kama in yonim. Madgishim l'chol reish and shaychusa imagula. Then it was Hanukkah. Says that Hanukkah has many things in Hanukkah. You have the Meneda, you have this, you have the Nitzach and Amalchama. Says that, but what do we look right away to do? What does Hanukkah have to do with the Gula Mitzvah Shleima? First of all, says that all the Moyadim are going to be bottled besides for Hanukkah. So one thing you see the connection of Hanukkah with the Gula. The reason of the Yom Tiv is that they found the jug of oil. This happened, which has to do with the lighting of the Mened of the Beis Hamikdash. And after that, they renewed the Beis Hamikdash to the Chashmei Pinos Echalach of Tinos Mikdash. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the in Yonim of Hanukkah. It says that Rebbe is a maskin meyad Yehudi. A meisiv actually eid yeser b'Hakhel b'chol yom sheyavi or binyan v'Chanukas beis hamikdash hashlishi v'lokas hamaned al diarin kein gadol v'gul amidis v'ashlem al di Moshiach tzidkeinu. What does this do? It comes Hanukkah. What's Hanukkah? A miracle happened that has to do with lighting the maned in the beis hamikdash. It has to do with the Chanukas beis hamikdash. That they renew the beis hamikdash. What does this remind the Yid right away? And what does this strengthen in the Yid? Is waiting for the building of the third Beis Hamikdash and lighting the Menorah, the third Beis Hamikdash. So Hanukkah has many things to it. But what says that? What's the first thing a Yid remembers?
The first time I went to Rebbe, Hanukkah.
Hanukkah is pretty obvious, but you see how the Rebbe does it with there's so many dugbois. How the Rebbe, in the later years, Chof. The Rebbe says Chof is Keser. It's Chof Kislev. Keser. Chof is Rosh Hashanah. Keser Esrim is a Gematria Keser. And when is going to be the Shleimus of Keser? That's the Keser Malchus of Malach HaMashiach. That's going to be the Gula B'Tisva Shleima. And the Rebbe does this so many times. How the Rebbe, and in that Sikha, I don't know why I didn't bring more, but the Rebbe Mamish. Okay, so we're going to see in Order 58 how the Rebbe does it even more. In Order 58, the Rebbe goes into so many details that Hanukkah and says this is connected to Moshiach. And this is all these little details that the Rebbe shows how everything is connected to Moshiach. Okay, now back inside, according to what we explained earlier, so we can add in this. So first of all, when someone's into something, he connects it to the Gula. Okay, that's one thing, but the Rebbe adds to it. Hagula amitis vashleim al dem Moshiach tzidkeinu mevatas es shleimus v'gili kol ma'aseinu v'v'deseinu b'teiro mitzvos. The Gula amitis vashleim is the revelation and what brings out the completion of all our actions and our work of Torah and mitzvahs in the time of Golus. Like we said before, said last week, what's going to happen in the Gula? The Gula is going to be a Gila Lukus, Gila Edin Sev Baruch and El Mazar Gash. The is going to be revealed. How do you make that take place? By doing Torah and mitzvahs. Each mitzvah you do, you put on tefillin, whatever it is, every mitzvah you do, you're bringing Edin Sev Baruch into this world more and more and more. Which each mitzvah, it's all the mitzvahs you do. So what is the Geula? The Geula is the revelation of our Torah and mitzvahs that we did during the time of Golus. The Geula is not some separate thing. This is the what happens through our work. Oh, it's the Ashleimus, the Kiyama mitzvahs. Then it's going to be the Torah mitzvahs that we're doing now are going to be the most complete way. So this is like we were saying before. Why are you connecting every single mitzvah to Mashiach? Because when Mashiach is going to come, whatever you're doing now, when will this be the most complete way? When will this be revealed? You're lighting a menorah now. Do you see the Gila Lakus that happens through the menorah that you lit? When you put on tefillin, you see the Gila and Sev Baruch that you're mamshich and El Mazar Gashmi. You see the Eibishter. When will be revealed in this world the Lakus from all the Torah and mitzvahs that we're doing now? And what's the point? What does the Alter Rebbe say in Perek Lamed Vav? V'noida shemeitz Mashiach. Aber frat kishiyich yo ameitz mem tachlis v'shleimus brias El Mazar l'kach diver mit chilasi. What's the Mesa Mashiach and Ches Mesa? This is the whole purpose. For this, the whole world was created to begin with. And that's what the Alter Rebbe explains. The Torah and mitzvahs that we're doing, we're all leading up to Mashiach. So why are you connecting everything to Mashiach? This is not because you're into Mashiach, so you're connecting everything to Mashiach. It's like you have your own agenda over here. No. What is the whole purpose of all the Torah and mitzvahs that you're doing? It's to bring Mashiach. Therefore, you're connecting everything to Mashiach. And when will you do each mitzvah in the most complete way when Mashiach is going to come? When will you actually do the mitzvah? Be totally arranged in them. Totally the way the Eibishter wants is going to be in the Gula. That's why you're connecting it to the Gula. Because when will everything be B'Shleimus when Mashiach is going to come? I remember the Pinya Korf, your father was verbrengt, did his Kislev 1 year, and he was speaking about his Sikha. And whatever it was with Rabbi Yisrael Friedman over there was like over there in all the Torah. He was saying this, and your father was saying Farket from whatever he was saying, like he was whatever was whole back and forth. But then an opinion was saying, why are we so into Mashiach? He said, this it's connected to here. I'm just saying regarding the Chassid, this guy said you're Mekusher to the Rebbe. Chassid wants to be connected to the Rebbe. He wants to see the Rebbe. Whatever you do, when will your discussions to the Rebbe be revealed? If you really love the Rebbe so much, so that's a reason why you want Mashiach. And the Rebbe uses this lotion. You can see there's more than one letter. The Rebbe is writing to people, regarding the Rebbe says, are you talking that you're not Isaac and Afonso Samayaris Chutza? The Rebbe writes in Yiddish, it's a bank sich nicht dir. Says it's with in the Rebbe, you don't have a thirst to see the Rebbe. And then the Rebbe continues in the letter. And when was the Zai, says eine Kitze without in the Shech, then you'll see the Friedige Rebbe, you'll see the Rebbe. When are you going to see him? And how are you going to make that happen? Through your foot somebody Secha Chutza. So the Rebbe says, why aren't you Isaac and Afonso Samayaris Chutza? So the cookers, you want to see the Rebbe. So how are you going to see the Rebbe? You have to bring the Gula to see it. So basically, if you're into being connected to the Rebbe, so you want Mashiach to come, and you should be able to see the Rebbe. Exactly. You're connected to the Rebbe. So how could you want to be above someone, and I want to see him? Yeah. And the shleimus of the iskashas, like the Rebbe is saying here regarding mitzvahs, when will each thing be the shleimus? When the goal is going to come? When will the shleimus of being connected to the Rebbe going to be? When you're going to see the Rebbe? That's why it's a double approach. Till then, you can't see the Rebbe. That's why you're calling him Moshiach. That's only, even though that's only like you. So it would be before Gimel Tammuz, and you'd see the Rebbe. So maybe you wouldn't want you wouldn't want Mashiach for this reason, because you could see the Rebbe. But now you do. Okay, whatever. Let's continue. We're singing in Hakhel. Yemesa Mashiach Yagili Yoamiti the Cholatero mitzvahs. In the Gila Lakus, the Gili Ablig Vush Vatero mitzvahs. Come over to like we just said. Yemesa Mashiach will be the true revelation of all the Torah and mitzvahs that we're doing now. What's that? What does that mean? The revelation of a Lakus. The revelation of the Blig Vul, that's in Torah and mitzvahs. So you want to see each thing in the most complete way. A guy could buy a pair of tefillin for $100 and be yoy to the mitzvah. But if someone really cares, he buys them more, but he wants to do it in the best way. A yid is connecting every single thing to Mashiach, because that's the only way you could do this in the best way possible. You're talking mahadir. That's going to be when Mashiach's going to come. That's why you're connecting it to Mashiach. And this is the reason why you're waiting for Mashiach, because then there's going to be the shleimus of all the Torah and mitzvahs. Like the Rambam writes, we learned before, so what does the Rambam write? Why did all the Eden have a time for your Mesa Mashiach? In order that they should be able to do Torah and mitzvahs to be the dark side. So yes, they're doing Torah and mitzvahs now. They're doing Torah and mitzvahs now bisman as a kohoigen. Then it's going to be in the most complete way. But they're doing it now, and when will it be in the most complete way? When the Gula is going to come. Move on. You went into media. According to this, it's understood that this idea of waiting for Mashiach, it's not once a day or from time to time. It's a constant thing, like we learned also earlier at the beginning of the Sikh over here. Because when will a Yid, there's many letters of the Rebbe writes, what's the source for mitzvah gedola liyis b'simcha tomid. It's a nice Breslev line. Mitzvah gedola liyis b'simcha tomid.
Where's it come from?
What's the source? Tomid always be b'simcha. Where is there a chiyuv for Yid always to be b'simcha? So the Rebbe in many letters in Nicholas Kodesh has a knech. It's like a shtickle, whatever. But this is what the Rebbe is saying here also. It says machol derachacha da'el. Yid's whole life. Ani lo nivrei yalo l'sham shesken. Your whole life is to serve the Eibishter. And avodas Hashem needs to be b'simcha. Therefore, you need to be b'simcha the whole day. From when you wake up in the morning till you go to sleep at night, and even when you're sleeping, you're serving the Eibishter. That's what the Rambam writes. Your whole life is here to serve the Eibishter, and you have to serve the Eibishter b'simcha. So you have to be b'simcha the whole time. Says the Rebbe, when will the shleimus of avodas Hashem, which is your whole life? Your whole life is avodas Hashem. When is the shleimus of avodas Hashem going to be? When Mashiach's going to come. Therefore, the whole day you have to be thinking about Mashiach. Because when will be the completion of whatever you're doing the whole day and the whole night when Mashiach's going to come?
There's nothing else left.
Yeah. You're here to serve the Eibishter. When will your whole avodas Hashem be complete? When Mashiach's going to come. Therefore, you're waiting for Mashiach the whole day. You're here to do Torah and mitzvahs. When will your Torah and mitzvahs be complete? When Mashiach's going to come. So the whole day, you're waiting for whatever you're doing to be complete.
But the waiting I'll be coiled.
You're waiting for whatever you're doing to be in the most shleimistic way.
But there's a cerebral, there's a mental avoider that's going on here in terms of you connecting everything that you're doing. And
Yes,
and
nothing. There's
a
no.
physical, there's a
In Ayom
physical
Yom it says
and
there's
a
this
mental place
boinus.
that you're involving your mind and your heart. The more you're bringing your heart into it, you're bringing your coil into it, you're bringing your love into it, you're trying to arouse everything that you got, to bring it towards Mashiach.
Yeah, there's no magic over here. No magic, especially
Well, lots of
Mashiach.
magic, but
You got to
gotta
sit
pay
and
for
learn
it.
like
You
we're
gotta
doing
pay
now.
for it.
If you're not going to learn and not going to think, you're not going to be misguided. It's just going to be
So
nothing.
don't give us no magic, Rabbi. We need the magic.
Okay, now let's continue. Even though we say this by dibur only a couple of times a day, we say kiddush wascha kivinu kol hayom. Hadis al derech hadis galil she'inin hakosher im zman kavua yesh li peulah tmidis v'chol hames leis v'chol hashana v'chol hazmanim. In that sicha, Miketz Tavshin Aleph, there the Rebbe explained, there's certain things that you do once a day, once a year, but this affects the whole year, the whole day. So you're saying we want Mashiach now 3 times a day. You're not the whole day saying we want Mashiach. You're eating, you're sleeping, you're this, you're that, whatever you're doing other things. But what you do, the Alter Rebbe says very similarly in Tanya Perek Mem Aleph. A Yid needs to serve the Eibishter Lishma, or when you're davening Lishma. So you're not the whole davening thinking that I'm davening Lishma. You have to think Pirush HaMilis. See, the Alter Rebbe says you think once every hour, whatever you're doing, that I'm learning Torah, I'm doing mitzvahs to connect myself to Elishem Yuchad Kutshabrich V'Shchinte. You say, in Na'al Lamabish, they say the Shem Yuchad 1,000 before every mitzvah. The Rebbe says you say it once, before Baruch Sha'amar, and that's for the whole day. Or Yud Kei Vav Kei, it says when you say Yud Kei Vav Kei, the Alter Rebbe says you have to think when you say Likim, how is Takif Bashaman, but every single time you say Hashem, saying we can't do it. The Rebbe says once a day, or by each tefillah, you think it, so that's enough for the whole. So here the Rebbe is saying also, yes, even though when you're saying that you want Mashiach now, when you're waiting for Mashiach, it's not every single second in the day, but this day you're doing it a few times a day, it affects the whole day, and that's as if the whole day you were thinking about Mashiach and waiting for Mashiach, and davening for Mashiach the whole day, the whole kol hayom. Ishleima shezeu atam lakach shebnei Yisrael ashkui Hakhel b'chol yom sheyovei machapsim b'chol mitzvah v'yomtiv as hashaychus in bias HaMashiach kemen shebemeis HaMashiach yishleimus adili kamitas einin b'mitzvah v'yomtiv zeh. The Rebbe says this is the reason why Yidden that are very into Mashiach, very into waiting for Mashiach the whole day, look in every mitzvah and every yomtiv. What does this have to do with Mashiach? Why? Because when the Mesa Mashiach will be the completion and the true revelation of this mitzvah, of this Yom Tov, when will it be in the most complete way when Mashiach's going to come? Now it's only a taste. When will it be the shleimus when Mashiach's going to come? Let's see out of 58. So we can Gavaldik out of here. V'apia now, Shechanukah kosher im gami magili v'shleimus the mitzvah v'teira eid tum tekiyetzer hashayich ze me'Chanukah b'yes Mashiach. Because what's the idea of Chanukah? Of Neid mitzvah v'teira, it says whoever's zoid in Neir Chanukah, Neir Shabbos, he's going to have Talmidim, Bonim Talmidim Chacham, because it says Neir Mitzvah, through Neir Mitzvah Torah, but the Rebbe says Chanukah is the revelation of the general union of Neir Mitzvah Torah. When will be the completion of Neir Mitzvah Torah? When Mashiach's going to come. Therefore, you're connecting Chanukah to Mashiach. Val derech zeh, moving. You can't be together parsha, shekoyin b'Shabbos Chanukah zu. Miyad k'shiyud yishamea b'kriyas ha'Torah samila miketz. Mis'oiridu, aha, Zemaram is al Ketz HaGolus. The Ketz HaYom and the Ketz HaYamin. Ketz HaGula. Yet here's the words Miketz. What does Miketz have to do? To push that pshat, Para, you had a dream. And after 2 years, Para, you had a dream. But yet here's the word Miketz. It rings a bell in his head. Miketz. It sounds like the word Ketz. Ketz HaGolus, the end of the Golus, the end of the time when the Eibishter is not going to use his right hand. The Eibishter will use his right hand. The Eibishter will start off the Gula. It reminds him right away. It says in Zechariah, I see a menorah. Zov, right away he hears this is connected to the Gula. When we're going to have the menorah in the Gula. When they read in Nesim Machlal bringing their korbanis. We read the parashas on Nesim, how each Nasi brought in each day's card when we read it on Chanukah. And in general, especially Shevet Ruven. This reminds him right away that when will we see all of these in Nesim? We'll see them in the Gula. What does Shevet Ruven mean? He's the Bachor, the firstborn, which means the special one. When will it be revealed in the whole world that the Yidden are the Bechoir, we are the special one? Af ani Bechoir Teneyu. Bechoir means to make something special. When will the whole world see that we're the special people, this chosen nation? When is that going to be in the Gula? So Yid thinks the first day, Nasi Livnei Ruvain. What does Yid think right away? Wow, Nasi, I'm not the first day, but when he reads about the Uvain, this reminds him right away. Oh, the Uvain, the Bechoir. When will it be revealed in the whole world that we're so special in the Gula? You see what the Rebbe is doing over here? The Rebbe is taking all these things, and the Rebbe is blowing it up. The Rebbe is finding some dot that has to do somehow with the Geula, and saying, "Bikates, aha, okay, this is what the Rebbe. This is how we should need to be into it." Native Vida Chanukah. It's the fourth night of Hanukkah. So what does the fourth night of Hanukkah have to do with the Geula? The fourth candle. You see 4 candles lit. What does that remind you of? You find some connection to Moshiach. Look what the Rebbe says. Maskin miyad es hagula adevis. This reminds him right away of the fourth redemption. There's Gula from Mitzrayim, from Bovel, Madai, and this scholars that we're in now. Golas Edim. You see number 4? The fourth redemption. Shabbat Yeshlem is a Gila Alakus Bachal Dal Deruch Salem Canal. Also, the Rebbe says another connection of number 4 to the Gula. There's going to be a Gila Alakus in all 4 corners of the world. V'rotzen Shemadiber Bachal Zeh Min Hakhel Bachlal Zeh Yovi B'Pel Mamish Bis Moshiach Tzidkenu V'Gula Amidis V'Ashlem Adim Moshiach Tzidkenu V'Nida Eich Arin Madlik Zamen Neida B'Beis Hamikdash Hashlishi V'Gam Midlikin Edis B'Chatzidis Kachach V'Teikev V'Miyad Mamish. So here the Rebbe says, from talking about it and waiting, it should come in actuality. Mashiach should come in the Gula Amidis V'Ashlema through Mashiach Tzidkenu. We'll see our Aaron's lighting the Meneda in the third Beis Hamikdash, and also not only the Beis Hamikdash, but Chatzis Kitchach and Yerushalayim in general. Take of him Yad Mamish. Okay, this is something that, like you're saying, you need to think it over and bring it into this week. That this is a mentality change of looking and seeing. You see this orange. What does this remind you of the Gula? You can find some connection. Anyone has any choice? What does this have to do? First of all, it's a Tehillim. So Tehillim David HaMelech, May David Malach, and Mashiach. Okay, what does the color orange have to do? Orange. There has to be some type of a connection. The color orange. It says that Chelis is blue. So it's Daimelekiya, but Daimelekiya COVID. That's why this is hard. So maybe orange has some type of a connection. I don't know orange. But gold. Oh, so it reminds you of Zov. Zov, the Rebbe says there's Zov, Kesef, and Achoishes. Zov is the highest level. Zov is the highest level. And when it will be revealed that we're the highest level in the Gola? Okay, I don't know how good I did it, but this is what the Rebbe is doing. Everything, the way that this is what the Rebbe, means.
I don't know if you can be medayik in the last paragraph here. It says mechapsim, Bnei Yisrael mechapsim b'chol mitzvah b'yentov.
You see, you gotta be mitzvah.
What else can you find it? But you're looking for it.
You have to look for it.
Looking for it.
Right.
I mean, you gotta find the reason why it's orange. But
I remember there's a Fabrengen in Purim Mem Zayin. The Rebbe said it's a very interesting lashon. It was that day's chitas, and the Rebbe said, "Ich hab gehört of it." The Rebbe used that lashon to gefunden dem Kesher von der chitas zu Purim. Und der Eibishter hat geholfen. And ich hab gefunden a Kesher. This is the way the Rebbe is speaking. And there the Rebbe said that it speaks about the Ktoidus, and Ktoidus is connected to Yom Kippur, which is connected to Etzem and Neshama, and Purim is Yom Kippurim. So the Rebbe made some connection of it, like, but the way the Rebbe spoke was ich hab gesucht, and the Eibishter hat geholfen, ich hab gefunden a Kesher, like to look to find the connection.
It's like a puzzle. You need one thing to finish it. That's what I want.
Right.
If you don't have it, everything is.
You have to look to find the connection. You have to look for whatever you're doing in your life. It's Shabbos, it's this, it's that. You have to look to find the connection. The Rebbe did the same thing, Chav Ches Nissen, and very interesting. That was the Rebbe's time of Chav Ches Nissen. If you learn the Sikha, it's a pillar that the Rebbe says, how you talking, and when you think about it, what's the time of the Rebbe? The Rebbe says, how could it be that 10 Yidden are getting together in such a special time for the Gula, and no one's making a shturim? This is the end of a whole Sikha. And you don't care, and you're not. Yeah, and tonight, what did the Rebbe do? The whole Sikha till then, the Rebbe was saying, I would Chodesh Nissen. Chodesh Nisan b'Nisan Nigel b'Nisan Hasidin Nigol. And which day in Nisan is? It's Zach Nisan. Zach means Shem and Zayzach, cloudy, which means listen, the Geula is in a clear way. And Chav Ches, the Rebbe says, is 3 times 3 times 3. It's a Chazaka, Shabbat Chazaka, Chav Zayin, I'm sorry, Chav Zayin. Yes, when you say 3 times 3 times 3, it's a Chazaka, 3 times. And earlier, Ches, Koyach of the Geula, and this, and the Rebbe is going on and making all these connections. And the Rebbe says, I talked that it's such a special time. And no one's screaming. And says that Moshiach should have come. And it looks.
But the point is
if
every minute,
Lenny has died,
every minute.
the Rebbe wants this
Making
sicha.
tapes.
You're doing the Rebbe a favor. The Rebbe says you're doing me a favor. You're screaming because maybe
Basically, he doesn't want us to be desperate. That's what the Rebbe was very upset about. I didn't get anywhere with getting you guys to go crazy every month.
All you're doing is because of me. But here it's a change in mentality. The Rebbe wants. But someone can say, what does the Rebbe want from us? We're meant to know that Chav Ches and Chav Zayin and Chav Tes, and it should base Ba'omer and Yud Gimel Ba'omer. And then, yes, there's a famous story. The Rebbe,
You have to think like the
I think
Rebbe.
Shavuot is Tavshin, exactly. Shavuot is Tavshin Chavov. If I'm not mistaken, maybe I'm off with the year, but I'm almost sure it was then. The Rebbe by the Fabregin took his handkerchief and threw it on the table, and the Rebbe was very upset. The Rebbe said, if someone would have get up now and say L'chaim that all the Yidden in Russia should be freed, it was a Eisirotzin, and everyone could have go free. And the whole crowd was like, it's a brachid, but like, what do you want? We're meant to know what's happening. Eisirotzins, this, that. So someone asked him this and that, and I've heard this from Rabbi Menachovsky from Rehovot. So they asked him this and that, like, what's going on over here? And he said the Rebbe was so frustrated that, like, why aren't you on the same, frequency? Why don't you?
In other words, I gave you
Not
the
only
bracha to be there.
not only the same frequency. The Nekuda is it could have been. I didn't see the Sikha. It could have been like the Rebbe was Meramis things. The Rebbe was here. This is after 40 years of the Rebbe's Nesis. The Rebbe is speaking how the Rebbe doesn't need. The Rebbe's kind of how could it be that you guys don't like? The Rebbe was expecting that you on your own should have made all of these. It's Chodesh Nisan, Chodesh Hagula, and it's
Can I say one
and
thing?
all the Rebbe wants. If you learn the Sikha, the Rebbe this we just read here a couple there. That's the whole Sikha over there. Till
But he owns you in the Shuma. He owns you in the Shuma. And because he owns you in the Shuma, all right, he knows your capabilities. And he knows what he's broadcasting to you in the Shuma. And he knows what you're acting on and not acting on. That's why he could be upset. Because he knows where you're holding. He knows what you could do. He knows your potential. And we're not living up to our potential. That's what they told me in grade 3, grade 2, and grade 1.
And the Rebbe is saying, this is after years and years of the Rebbe doing this, of connecting Chodesh Nisan, this Chodesh Hagula, this, and the Rebbe and you can see it's even deeper. The Rebbe is connecting numbers, the day, the month, the day in the week, the day in the Sfiras HaOmer, how every single thing is connected to the Gula. And this is how the Rebbe wants you to think on your own without him saying it. Without him
But
saying
it's
it,
not
he
just
wants
on
you
your
to
own.
think
It's
about
not
it.
He says in Torah's Menachem, I own your neshama. I say, if you own something, you're responsible for maintenance. And how many people tell you they're close to the Rebbe, they learn the Torah, that you know what, that he implants Makshavas in your head. And that's why he could be upset, because he's feeding you. He's feeding you spiritually, he's feeding you emotionally, he's feeding you mentally, and you're not rising to that occasion. And that's why he's upset, because he's invested in you, and you are not invested in yourself.
Yeah, the Rebbe said, the Rebbe said, although
What, he could just expect Nevuah out of you? No, he implanted the Nevuah within you.
and it's, yeah,
Not across the board.
I guess it's not implanted then.
What?
I guess it's not really implanted
I
then.
think you're going overboard.
No, I'm
Never,
sorry. You're going underboard.
it's not even a Nevuah. Here, if
Say,
whoever,
excuse me, this is, you know what? This-
The Rebbe is expecting you to really, really want desperately. That's it.
You know, that's
And without him asking for it, You have to go crazy.
I'm sorry, you know what?
You have to feel desperate.
You can talk about your relationship with the Rebbe. I'll talk about my relationship with the Rebbe. And my relationship with the Rebbe is, you know something, that he implants ideas and concepts in my mind. I know because I would never come up with this stuff for myself. And you know something, and you have to, you know what? And I believe that you got to act like. If he says he owns you in the Neshama, excuse me, he owns you in the Neshama in a passive way, that's a passive action to own somebody's Neshama. You can talk to the world about it, they'll think you're Meshuggah. But he said it, I own your Neshama.
I'm not going that far. I'm saying
You don't have to. I did it for
here.
you.
The Rebbe is saying. Here, the Rebbe is saying.
I'm prepared to be
It's,
the
it's,
Meshuggah
it's
here.
the same year. It's the same year. It's a few months later after this. And the Rebbe is saying you have to connect every single detail and thing. You have to be into Mashiach. There's somewhere in I think Shabbos Parshas Mishpatim, Tavshin Mem Dalit. Okay, the Rebbe used a lashon over there that the Rebbe said, I saw it lately, like yesterday or something. The Rebbe said that Manal Lubavitcher comes to Lubavitcher and he asks him, how are you, demanding by the Eibishter Mashiach? How could you ask him Mashiach to come now? The Rebbe says the Lubavitcher gets mixed up. He doesn't know what to answer. So the Rebbe said, how you talking to Lubavitcher sitting by my Fabregan for the past 33 years and he doesn't know the answer to such a thing. And he says, I'm wasting my time for 33 years and the guys don't know what. It's almost the same words like Hakhel. The Rebbe is saying, you don't need to come up to Nevuah. The Rebbe, there's a certain sprach. The Rebbe connecting every single thing to Mashiach. The Rebbe said 1,000,000 times that Chodesh Nisan is a Chodesh HaGeula. And now you have to connect everything to Mashiach. It's not only the knowledge. The Rebbe did this for years and years before, connecting days in the month and the week and the this and that to Mashiach. So how could it be that you guys are not, like I'm talking to the wall, you guys need to also think like this on your own without me needing to say.
But I hold that he's not just talking to you on a level of how a person talks to a person. You know something?
There is a thing that the Rebbe is a mamshich to Avid Oilam.
Intimately involved with your neshama.
There's a famous story with the Ramah, right? And the Beis Yosef. He thought of, he worked very hard to understand something, and he saw someone else learning, and he got it like this.
You fought to bring it into the world.
So because he thought about it, so maybe the Rebbe could be thinking about Mashiach in such a way. If you're pushing to the Rebbe, so you need to be thinking somewhat like the Rebbe, but not only.
But that's why I'm saying, because he knows what's in you. He knows what's in you.
No, I think you have an idea. After the show is over,
We're gonna make a Fabrengen over here.
afterwards, okay?
Mashiach now, that's the Mashiach should come before we
I'm
continue.
sorry if I'm excited about Mashiach, and I'm sorry.